friends, welcome to my channel Testers Talk. Today I am going to explain how to interact with the elements using Selenium. So for that I created a small project with basic elements, tests and pages, class created. So I'm going to explain how to handle different elements such as radio buttons, checkboxes and select boxes. So for that I have used a website rahuljettiacademy.com. Here we have different kind of elements such as radio buttons, input boxes, select element and checkboxes. We'll be dealing with all these elements currently. So initially we'll deal with the radio button. For that we'll go to see the locator for that element. We'll inspect the element. So here this element radio button is having name as radio button. So that we are going to use name or class for clicking this radio button. So I am going to write script to click the radio button. Driver dot find element by name radio button, since this is the name of the button, and we are going to use click to click the radio button. Let me execute this script and see whether radio button is clicked or not. Run as test engine suite. Browser is launched, that is Chrome driver used for the browser launching, and it is waiting until radio button is displayed. We don't use thread.sleep in the real-time projects since it can cause our project can be failed because elements won't be or may not be available by the time specified, so that we don't use thread.sleep in real-time projects. See how the loading time, we cannot expect this much loading time, or maybe we have to give the longer wait times, but it can cause for the slowness of the execution. So we wait for the element by using the dynamic wait time, and it clicked on radio button. So our test is successful. So test is processed. Next we'll try to enter the values for the input box. For that we'll try to identify the unique locator. Inspect. So it has class, it has ID autocomplete. So we can use this ID to identify this element. So now I am going to input the value for this element. Find element by ID autocomplete, and I am going to send keys and inputting the name as Vijaya Bhaskar. So we already wait for the element radio button, we need not wait for the element autocomplete again. So let me execute and see how the execution will be done, and before that I am closing the previous instance, or else we can use one more test to close the driver. So I'll write the script to close the driver. So I'm giving driver.quit. Driver.quit will quit the all the browser windows. We can use driver.close also, which will close the current window. So I'm going to execute this script again to identify and input the value for the elements. Our browser is refreshing and it is launching. Browser launching is taking little time. It is due to loading, and you see that the value Vijay Bhaskar is also entered. And there is some issue with the driver closing. So the reason is driver is passed to the page and driver does not return. So we can write driver.quit for the time being in this page itself, or else we can create a common method. Since our test is used the driver at this page, we can put driver.cleanup here itself in the class launch URL for time being. So we can create a method, separate method for launching. So I am quitting the browser within the launch URL currently. So where we'll be going to deal with the select element. Select element is having drop down class example as a ID. So I am going to create a web element with that ID. Driver dot find by ID. Driver drop down class example. So we can use select with the name select element, new select. This is the script to handle drop downs, and we have to pass the element. So now we can identify the values by different options. One is select by index, another is select by value, and another is select by visible text. I am going to select by value, and let me see the values. Option 1, 2, 3. So I am going to select option 1. So let me execute it by debugging. So I am having debugging points here for WebDriver 2. Let me execute. Our browser is launched and URL is opened. Since it has the debugging points are WebDriver, wait, let me see. Yeah, it is started debugging. We'll continue the is to enter the values and stop at the selecting the value because of the debugging point. Let we see option 1 is selected and the driver quit. It quits the driver and browser is closed. Next option we'll check is checkboxes. There is different checkboxes. Let we see the element ID. It has checkbox option 1 as the ID and name is same. Let we identify this option. Driver dot find element by ID checkbox 1 and I'm going to click it. So let we run our script and see whether checkbox will be clicked. Browser is launched. Page is loading. Identification is started. Select value. There is objects are selected. Test is passed. So this is the way to identify different elements in Selenium. Identify radio button. So we can add comments for each element separately. Identify text boxes. Identify select boxes. Identify checkboxes. These are the different options we tried now. So I am going to give about installation of the Selenium in the description. You can use that video for installing the Selenium, and we are going to try different options such as framework development and solving the issues in Selenium in next videos. Thank you.